So Exodus 15:1 to the end, which is 1 to 27. So Moses sang a long song, so Moses and the Israelites sang a long song. This song is pretty long. So they talk about how the Egyptians pursued them, trying to overtake them, but God, pour water, cover them with water, and they sank to the bottom like lead. So yesterday's reading talked about how there were bodies floated to the shore, and today it talks about how they sank to the bottom of the sea like lead. So what I understand from that is like the people who have armors, or who, I guess the officials more like it, or on chariots and stuff like that, anything that has weight will sink to the bottom. But like the foot soldiers, that's what I imagine. I'm not sure if how the Egyptian army is divided or broken up, but I would imagine there are several type of people there, the soldiers and the commanders. So the ones that are on chariots or have armors, if they have armor back then, I don't know, or maybe pieces of heavy jewelry, helmets or something like that, then they will sink to the bottom. But the ones who are not, then they will float up to the shore. So that's how I reconcile those two readings, how I understand it. And then so it talks about how the best of Pharaoh's officers are drowned in the Red Sea. Pharaoh's chariot and his army has hurled into the sea, sank to the depths like a stone. So it talks about that. And then it talks about how the surging water stood up like a wall. Deep water congealed in the heart of the sea. And then they sank like lead. Who is like God? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in glory, working wonders? So he's a God of miracles. And then how this is kind of a prophecy, because they know that they prophesied that the chiefs that are still there in various for various tribe and nation, there will be terror and dread that will fall on them, because they will know that God is a God who lives, and he is with the Israelites in their journey. So the Lord reigns forever and ever. And then how the water of the sea went back over them, but the Israelite walked through the sea on dry ground. So it talks about that. And then Miriam and the woman started dancing and singing timbrels, with timbrels and dancing. So I don't know what a timbrel is, but I'm thinking it's kind of like a musical instrument. And she pretty much extracted the main part of the song that Moses and the Israelites sang it while dancing. And then so they walked 3 days in the desert without finding water, but Moses then cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a way to turn the bitter water into good water. And then after that, they camped near a place where there is water in Elim. So the thing that I got from today's is that God is a God of might, of miracles, and he will defend his people, the people who trust in him. And it even says right here, he issued a ruling and instruction for them and put them to the test. And he right here it said, if you listen carefully to the Lord your God, so we need to listen carefully and do what is right in His eyes, in the eyes of God, through His perspective, not through our perspective, because our perspective is skewed. And so if we do what is right in our eyes, that doesn't mean that we are doing what is right in God's eye. And then pay attention to His command and keep all His decree. Then He will not bring any of the diseases that was brought on the Egyptian, because He is the Lord who heals you. So I wonder what He tested them with, but this is the instruction that I would like to follow too.